Keeping the house is probably the hardest money decision you'll face in your divorce. It's also the one people get wrong all the time. Here's why. You decide with your heart, then maybe you go looking for numbers that agree with you. The numbers should come first. When they come last, it can get very expensive. So let's do this in the right order. Here are 3 things to check before you decide to keep the house. Now, keeping the house involves very good reasons. The kids need stability, and moving feels like one more loss in a year that's already been very stressful. That's all real, but it's just not a money question, and you can't let it answer the money question for you. After 20 years of doing this, the pattern's pretty simple. The women who keep the house and do well are the ones who ran the numbers first. The ones who got hurt found out what it really cost them to keep the house only afterwards. Quick disclaimer. I am a licensed financial advisor, but I'm not your financial advisor. Therefore, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not advice. Nothing here is investment, tax, or legal advice. Talk to a professional about your own situation before making any financial decisions. Most people only check one number, the mortgage payment, and figure that the rest will work itself out. It doesn't. So here are 3 things to check first. There are 2 more that matter just as much, and I'll point you to those in a minute. First, can you get the mortgage in your name by yourself? And here's what trips people up. The divorce decree or a quick claim deed can put the house in your name. Neither one will take your ex off the loan. Only the lender can do that, and it usually means refinancing the home in your name alone if you can qualify. And right now, that's the part that can really hurt. If you bought or refinanced your home back in 2020 or 2021, you may be sitting on a mortgage rate at about 3%. I don't think we'll ever see that again. To refinance today, you're looking at closer to 6.5% or so. So roughly on a $300,000 balance, that's about $600 a month that goes straight to the bank for the same house. And no, you can't usually take over the old loan. Most mortgages are not what's called assumable, and the very few that are probably will still need the lender's approval and you being able to qualify on your own. Contact your lender. The best plan on refinancing. So then the real question is whether you qualify on your income alone. If you don't, I think that tells you something very important about your situation. If this is the kind of straight talk you've been looking for, subscribe. I built this channel for women just like you, post-divorce, and looking to educate and improve their finances. Second challenge. If you're buying out your ex's share of the equity, where's that money coming from? The big mistake is taking it from a retirement account. Your 401k or IRA is pre-tax. tax. Pull money out, and you owe income tax on it. If you're under 59 and a half, the IRS adds another 10% penalty. So to free up $150,000, you might have to withdraw closer to $200,000. That's actually spending your retirement to keep your house. And don't empty your cash cushion either. The money that covers the next couple years is your safety net. It allows you to sleep at night. Be careful trading this for your current home. Third, can your cash flow handle the house in a bad year? Not an average one. Sometimes the mortgage is the easy part. Add taxes, insurance, and upkeep. Generally 1 to 3% of the home, unless it's an older home. But then picture a rough year. The roof goes, the furnace quits in January. Of course, work slows down for a few months. On 2 incomes, you could have absorbed it. On 1, maybe it goes on a credit card. Not ideal. So the real question isn't whether you can make the payment in a normal month. It's whether you can manage a bad year without going into debt. If you can, keeping it makes sense. If you're not sure, better to think that through and understand that now. Those other 2 I mentioned, what your equity could do if it wasn't tied up in a house, and the tax you'd owe when you sell, both come down to your own numbers. They're a part of the C.A.L.M scorecard. Link is below. In 2 minutes, you will learn whether or not your lifestyle is protected or at risk. Again, link below. To be clear, none of these challenges mean keeping the house is wrong. The point is to decide with the numbers in front of you and not stress about it after the fact. Wanting to keep your home is not a weakness. You just want it to be a choice that you actually made, educated, eyes open, instead of one you just emotionally defaulted into. Before you decide anything, take the C.A.L.M scorecard, 2 minutes, and you'll know whether keeping the house leaves your lifestyle protected or at risk. One last thing, tied to the buyout. If you're thinking about using retirement money, you need to know how those accounts get split first. Half of a $400,000 401k isn't $200,000 in your pocket. It's pre-tax. Split it the wrong way, and you can lose a big chunk to taxes and penalty. Done right with a QDRO, the transfer costs you nothing up front. That's the next video on your screen now.